Hi, welcome back to Garden on the Moors. This week we're in Fuerteventura looking for the island's specialist birds and plants that call this island their home. So let's go see what we can find. We've come out to the windy, stony plains of Fuerteventura. It's basically a desert. You know, there's no plants, even though we're at the end of winter, there's very little greenery, and even the plants that are here are few and far between. There's a few little shrubs and things like that. So very open and rocky. But there are some very specialist birds here as well. So we've seen quite a few pipits. These are Berthelot's pipits, which I think is an endemic to the Canary Islands. So the pipits have arrived onto the islands, and then they've been so far, away from the birds on the rest of the continent that they then separate into their own species. I'm pretty sure that's the same for these Berthelots. But the real bird that we've come here to look for is Houbara Bustard, which is quite a tall bird, a bit like a long chicken, I guess, but perfectly adapted to this habitat. They love desert and steppe habitat, so sort of open grasslands as well they also enjoy, but no grass here. A bit like endemic species, there's also races. So we have a canary race of Houbara Bustard that lives here, and we've been so lucky. We found loads. I'm not even joking, we found literally loads of bustards. It's been absolutely brilliant. So the first one we saw was a male displaying to the females. So he'd puffed out all of this great ruff and put it over the back of his head and crouched back down and was running around chasing the females and showing off to them, and even scared a few away. A couple of them cleared off. They were like, I've had enough of this malarkey. So I think there was about one male and 4 or 5 females there. Then we've also had one just next to us on the side of the road, just chilling, hanging out, which was really great to see it so close. So we're now on the hunt for any other desert birds that we can find, because we've been so lucky with the bustards. So anything else we can find is now a Brucey bonus. Well, we've just found our next desert bird. It's an absolute beauty. It's a sandgrouse, a black-bellied sandgrouse. These are birds that are just fantastic. They're lovely, bubbly cool when they're flying. And these are really close to the road. We've got quite some good close-up shots of them as well, which is nice. But they're absolutely fascinating. And these are sandgrouse are the birds that when they're breeding will fly in big groups to watering holes, put their breast feathers into the water and smush them around and let the feathers soak up the water, and then they'll fly back to their chicks in the desert and let the chicks drink the water out of the filaments of the feathers. So absolutely amazing birds. They're gorgeous, just like our chickens back at home. All these birds are really, but yeah, brilliant. It's just now crossing the road actually. I think that's the hen. Oh, gone back again. Not sure what to do, but yeah, just fantastic. So really, really great. And there's still plenty more to go and find. So we'll keep looking and report back soon if we find anything else. We've come up off of the plains today and we're out in the mountains. Absolutely gorgeous, as you can see behind me. So where we are is in a dry riverbed. This is called a barranco, and does flood when there's decent rain, but that water means that we've got lots of shrubs in here. So we've got canary tamarisk, which is this shrubby plant that looks a bit like willows back at home, acting similar to willows at home in terms of like surrounding a river. But this tamarisk, we have a relative of it that we grow in Cornwall on the cliffs, as hedges on cliffs, because it's about the only thing that actually grows. and it's because it's used to such a harsh environment, tamarisk. So some lovely big tamarisk shrubs down there, and also the palm trees as well. I'm not sure if these are the Canary date palm. They could be, but I'm no expert, so I'll have to give that one a pass. But the other thing that we have are some gorgeous partridge. They are just like little chickens, but they are really ashy grey and ashy faced as well, with a beautiful copper ginger crown on them. They're absolutely fantastic. Obviously we love our chickens, and birds like chickens, so it's great to see some wild relatives. I think there was about 6 or 7 in this covey, so a good number, and obviously just making the most of this vegetation that's growing down here, and the insects that's attracting. So we're further up the mountain, and we're in a sort of a valley. I think it's called like a clough really, but it's a valley that comes down out of the mountain, and in it we've got lots of these pine trees. I think that this is an Australian species called Casuarina, which is actually a tree that I used to see when I was in Australia a few years ago, where the babblers were nesting in, but that's a story for another day. But what these trees are doing is attracting lots of other different birds, including a very rare bird that we haven't seen before called an African blue tit. So it's very similar to the blue tits we get at home, and it's got similar sort of call, similar colouring, except its head is really strikingly striped with big white patches on the side and more black on top as well. But really, really great to see. We've also got more partridge calling around, and we did earlier see an Egyptian vulture, but it was so high in the sky you couldn't really get a video of it, but it's still great to see. So hopefully we'll get a better view of that, and we can show you one of those as well. I said we'd try and get some better shots of the Egyptian vultures, and we have. We've had about 4 flying all around us. They keep checking us out. Maybe they think we're something dead. I don't know. We are very white and pasty compared to the ground around us is lovely and red and brown. We do probably look a bit out of place, but they've been right over our heads. These are a beautiful vulture. And the wind on the ridgeline just got too much, so I'll just do a quick voiceover. But this is our Egyptian vulture. It's a beautiful vulture, really contrasting black trim around a white body. It actually does have some brown streaking on it, which makes it the canary race, so only found here. And its face is actually a lovely bright yellow colour. Walking through this next barranco, so one of these dry riverbeds, we had some brilliant views of the cliffs, and just up on the cliffs we even had a few goats, like this gorgeous little kid that was skipping down the rocks, absolutely no fear whatsoever. And Mum didn't seem too phased either. She was just happy watching and go around scaling the cliffs, and some very handsome looking billies, quite the hairdo on them. But yeah, really impressive looking boys, but yeah, making just nothing of the cliffs, wandering around them, and very happy in this environment. And then a little further on, we were so lucky to find this gorgeous Egyptian vulture on a nest. So this is just by the side of the road. We stayed on the road, obviously didn't go anywhere near, and the day was just warming up, so really great time to see her on the nest before she starts laying any eggs or anything like that. But
Yeah, such a privilege to see a great close-up view of this gorgeous bird. You can really see the yellow face there. And there she goes, taking off.
There we are. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give a big like and subscribe for more, and we'll see you again next time. Now I'm off to go and lay on some sun lounges. Cheers!